There are so many of my members here at Messiah Lutheran Church who love their hometown, and they can no longer afford to live here. New York State is in the midst of a pretty significant affordability crisis.
The prices are so high, and the scarcity is so high. People in the community are moving out of state.
I work at the post office, right? You're thinking that, oh, she's making a lot of money, she could get housing. No, you're living like from paycheck to paycheck.
In the state of New York, 50% of the population has to spend more than 30% of their income on housing.
I struggle to pay my rent. I struggle to pay for food. Many of my neighbors, many are retired, many are veterans, and they just can't make ends meet.
Many families have been leaving because there isn't affordable housing. A town is nothing without residents.
Most of my life I've been chronically homeless. The church has been that sanctuary to help offset some of the difficulties, whether it be the meal or it be things like clothing for extreme weather conditions.
Churches and church groups have been the cornerstone of communities for a very long time. A lot of times, the church is the pillar of community care.
Housing and faith-based communities are a natural fit.
My life's work is welcoming people to make sure that they feel loved and cared for and that they have a sense of home. When I found out that it would be possible to redevelop a site at the center of our town that would provide housing for around 65 families, it was a godsend.
A lot of congregations are land rich and cash poor.
Our church has a parking lot and other properties that is underutilized. We've thought about building the property up to include affordable housing. The airspace is not maximized. We have long been willing to utilize it to help the community, but there are hindrances.
We spent 3.5 years doing the most careful due diligence possible. When we began meeting with our elected leaders, the rug got completely pulled out from under us.
We're being told that you can't build a 3-story building in a town where there are already 3-story buildings. Why? Why not?
To call a 3-story building a skyscraper, to me, is sort of a slap in the face.
Churches have an abundant amount of land, and so being able to tap into that land and to make transformative projects is essential to what we're facing right now as a housing crisis.
There is a bill in Albany that will make it easier for faith-based institutions to build homes across this state.
The Faith-Based Affordable Housing Act encourages governments to make it possible for all of their residents to be able to access affordable housing.
Our leaders in Albany cannot do this thing by themselves, okay? It's a partnership with the faith community.
Churches don't have development expertise. I know the Bible. I don't know zoning law.
We are sitting on a lot of developable land. With the passing of the Faith-Based Affordable Housing Act, we would have the opportunity to revitalize communities into the next generation.
It would help people be able to live in the community that they've lived in and loved their whole life.
The current coalition is a vast and diverse group of folks.
Church, synagogue, mosque, temple.
Black and brown communities, AAPI communities.
Young families, seniors. In every town across our state, people are struggling to find a sense of home, are struggling to rebuild a sense of community, and are struggling to provide a safe space to raise their families.
Put faith in New York's housing.
Put faith in New York's housing.
Put faith in housing.
Put faith in New York's housing.
Put faith in New York's housing.
Join us by visiting nyfaithhousing.org.